Yes, what's good, job? What's going on? It's your boy DJ Duya. We in the building. Trendy debates. Shout out to my co-host Blizz Get It and my boy Busy, aka James, or I guess it would be James, aka Busy. But yeah, when so much has been going on in the realm of sports, so I wanted to hop on the live stream and get right to it. I gotta get my music in the background, man, because they better not try to shoot down my own song. You know what I'm saying? All right, so yeah, so this week tonight, it's going down the women's Final Four. Caitlin Clark, who's been dubbed as the greatest women's basketball player in the NCAA history. No, I disagree, y'all. let's let's keep it 100, man. Let me just trying to invite people to the chat and to this live stream. Just give me a second here. Yeah, man, I disagree. I don't think that she's the greatest. I think she's one of the greatest. Now, I've come to like a realization that there really is no greatest. Like, it's who you like, man. So all this, he's the greatest. It's when it comes to entertainment and sports, there really is no greatest, man. So it's really who you feel, who you like, who's your favorite. So from when I was growing up, man, and I'm dating myself, definitely dating myself. Cheryl Miller was something different. Like Reggie Miller is an NBA Hall of Famer, right? And Cheryl Miller was so crazy that they said she played in the NBA, and Reggie Miller was saying that she was way better than him, and he was an NBA All-Star. So I mean, I think the best, and that's a little bit before my time, y'all. I'm just saying, as a kid, they used to really talk about Cheryl Miller like she was something different. So when I say that, sorry, y'all. Let me cut that off. So when I say that, that's what I'm referring to. So, but then you had like Diana Taurasi, you had Maya Moore, you had the list of Shamika Holslaw that was in college. Like, these people was different. Rebecca Lobo, then you had Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper and Cheryl Swoops. They kicked off the WNBA. Like, when the WNBA, for some years, yes, the WNBA got weird and where people didn't really want to watch it. But when the WNBA was really like first starting out, it was kind of lit, man. It was kind of lit. I'd say the first 8 seasons, then it was tough. But if you look back at it, the NBA didn't really get cracking like that until 25 years. And I'm not saying I was there or nothing, but just doing the history of it. And really, and really, to keep it 100, it wasn't even that. It didn't get. I think the NBA started in something 1948. It really didn't get cracking until 1979 or 1980, I should say, when Larry Bird and Magic Johnson entered the league. So, well, I mean, let's keep it real, man. So the WNBA has a lot of time. It's only been 26, 27 years since the inception of the WNBA. But tonight we got a real special game. Caitlin Caitlin Clark, like I said, they dubbing her as one of the greatest, as the greatest. I say she's one of the greatest. I don't want to give her the title of the greatest. You know what I mean? Y'all, like, come on. It's you gotta be dominant in all types of competition to be the. There's, like I said, there's no greatest, but it's who your favorite is. So if she's your favorite, then that's all good. But I think she's one of the greatest that ever played. So tonight she's going against UConn, the UConn Huskies, man. When you talk about college, women's college basketball, they are the measuring stick. Pause. When you talking about this women's college, measuring stick goes to UConn, man. It's not even close. Like, it's nothing to even talk about. 23 Final Fours, 70-game winning streak, 90-game winning streak, 111-game winning streak. Gino Auriemma, UConn Huskies, man. That's what we talking about. Like, it gets no better than them. So that's the ultimate test. I feel like I can't say it for certain, but I mean, like, I feel most women's basketball players would want to be part of the UConn. Either you want to beat UConn or you want to play there. They're like the Yankees. It's like people want to line up for the Yankees, pause, or they want to be one of the people that send the Yankees home. So that's how I look at it. So tonight, Caitlin Clark goes up against the UConn Huskies. Probably one of her toughest competitions now. Shout out to LSU. They were the reigning national champions. Angel Reese, Lajnae Johnson. Great. They played great. They were great champions last year, but Iowa played a better game against them. It was probably, I think it was the second most watched women's college basketball game, other than when Kim Melky and went up against Cheryl Swoops and McGee twins back in the day. So it was a great game, man. And I feel like if Angel Reese didn't hurt her ankle, it would have been a closer match. But that's a part of the game. We can't harp on that. I was definitely pulling for LSU to win. So they didn't get it done, but Angel Reese made her decision that she's going to be going to the WNBA. I thought she would actually come back for another year, but just give me a second. Hold on a second, y'all.
Don't shoot. I got a family to feed. Way too much life I've been trying to live, and they all want to see us deceased. Ain't no pill for this pain to relieve it. Fuck a stimulus, tell them to keep it. No apology, cause we don't need it. Yeah, it's time to get even. I'm from the land of the free where they take away freedom. We all ain't the same, but that's just how they see us. Killing my people, can't pledge a allegiance, so I take a knee for the family that need it. From the bottom, please get me off the semen. I know my rights, but you ain't planning to read them. Stuck in the struggle where they trying to leave us. If they don't shoot us, then they COVID-19. Now it's fuck them all, fuck them all. They can't kill us all, kill us all. I know we've been running out of patience. Now it's time for me to get involved. Now it's fuck them all, fuck them all. They can't kill us all, kill us all. I know we've been running out of patience. Now it's time for me to get involved. Don't shoot.
My bad, y'all. I'm back. So where was I? We was talking about Caitlin Clark and we was talking about, I believe, UConn. Yeah, the Huskies. Come on, man. So tonight, that's going to be epic showdown. Paige Beckers, she was the top player in the nation before she got hurt. So I just wanted to play this video. It's Caitlin Clark talking about UConn. Like I said, they're like the Yankees, man. If you wanted to play college basketball on the D1 level as a young lady, you gotta either want to beat UConn or play for UConn. That's really it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts on that end. But yeah, let's just give me a second. I'm pulling up the video here. So here's Caitlin Clark, the all-time leading scorer in women's college basketball. She's actually the all-time leading scorer in college basketball, period, because she was able to pass Pete Maravich for that title. Let me get that up here. Just give me a second.
Got a chance to give her a hug today again before the game. Which hug felt more special, the one to Caitlin or adult Caitlin?
Well, I think they both kind of have a different magnitude to them. I think the one when I was younger was like, I was just a young girl, and that's why I loved women's basketball. It was because of her and how good the Lynx were, and obviously a lot of other people as well. But I wanted to be just like her. I thought I was going to go to UConn when I was growing up, but obviously that's not what happened.
Yeah, so see, exactly what I was saying, man. She wanted to be a UConn Husky growing up, but it didn't happen. She said that UConn, she didn't get into it right there, but she said UConn didn't recruit her. No, they did not. That they didn't recruit her. They didn't really talk to her parents, and she just felt a little slighted by them. So it caused animosity, and she wanted to actually go to Iowa and beat them. So I get it. I get that. I understand how that works. Just give me a second, man. I'm trying to get this live stream, this other live stream going. Where are we here? I have to delete that. There we go. Sorry about that. So in the second game tonight, well, let's get my pick. So I think that Iowa is going to move on to the national championship. I'm a UConn fan. Let's be clear. I've been a UConn fan since Ray Allen. I started out as a UMass fan with Marcus Camby, but when I saw Ray Allen play against Allen Iverson in the Big East tournament, he just became one of my favorite players. And being at UConn was so close to where I live, Kingston, New York. I don't want to say it's close, but it's on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not North Carolina, it's not Duke, it's not Kentucky. You know what I mean? It's not UCLA. It's right there near the East Coast. So I thought that, that would be the team to root for, since it was close to my home. So I became a Husky fan since then. And then I saw, a few national championships on the men's side, and then the dominance of the women. like I said, Rebecca Lobo goes back to her, man. She really started it, I think, in '95, and that's around the time Ray Allen was going in. But then you had, yeah, Diana Taurasi, you had Maya Moore, then you had Tina Charles, you had the girl that plays for the Liberty. I'm forgetting her name. I'm not the illest with women's basketball. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm more of an NBA guy, but I do know a little bit, man. I do know a little bit. But when it comes to UConn, they're like one of the greatest, man. If not, they're the greatest for me. It's not even close. So tonight, I think that I'm going to go with Iowa, though. And that's a lot, man. That's a lot to say. I see Iowa moving on to the national championship against South Carolina, who's led by Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley, the only person that I can remember to be Coach of the Year and National Player of the Year, either for men's or women's college basketball. Now, last year, South Carolina was undefeated as well, but they lost. They lost to UConn. That's not UConn. They lost to Iowa. Caitlin Clark, I believe, dropped 41 on them. You can go check the stats on that. She dropped 41 on them and was able to make it to the national championship, bring Iowa to the national championship, which is a great feat. But they ended up losing last year to Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers, man, in the national championship. We all remember this. We remember that. Angel Reese doing that stuff. But that was a great feat. And I see that it being the same thing this year. I see Iowa moving on to play South Carolina in the national championship. Now, let me I don't say what I wish would happen. Now, me being a historian of the game, loving the pageantry of the game and all that type of stuff, I would actually like to see North Carolina State and UConn play for the national championship on both sides. That's something that's never been done. We probably never, ever see that, even the possibility of it again. So I would love to see that. That would be dope. But I'm being realist. I'm saying, like, the networks want Caitlin Clark in the championship. The networks want to see a juggernaut like South Carolina make it to the title. What's the girl's name on South Carolina? She's a beast too. She's in the paint though. She's not like Caitlin Clark shooting threes and all that. She's a beast in the paint. I'm forgetting her name, man. It's gonna come to me in a few. Cardosa, Camila. That's her name, Camila Cardosa. So she's a beast. She could definitely be a high pick in the WNBA draft. I could see that. So let's get into the men's now. The men's title. So I see. I would love for it to be NC State versus UConn. I'm telling y'all that. I would love for that to be, but I think it's going to be Iowa versus South Carolina for the women's national championship on Sunday. So we'll check back in on Sunday and see what it is. Saturday night, the men's title, Final Four is going down. We got Alabama going up against UConn. And then we also have North Carolina State, NC State versus Purdue. Purdue with probably the nation's top scorer and rebounder. Is he the top rebounder? I'm pretty sure he's the top scorer. Zach Edey. I had some footage from Zach Edey versus Tennessee. I wanted to play that just to show the dominance. He's 7'4", and if I could see him go to an NBA team, I think it would be crazy if you put 2 7'4" guys with the Spurs. I think that would be crazy. But here's some
with his first offensive rebound. And he averaged 5 a game. He's the #1 offensive rebounder in the country.
Edey around, they do for 2. Tennessee beat Creighton in the Sweet 16 on Friday. Purdue held off Gonzaga. Here's Dalton Connect's first shot, and it's good.
And that's what you're going to see from him. He's a tremendous player coming off screens.
Braden Smith lobbing for Edey. What a feed from Smith. Exactly what we diagrammed in our open.
Not doing the normal job that they do, pressuring the ball and allowing guys to get to the basket a little bit.
Connects. Knocks it down as he goes to the ground.
Wow, and you know what? Rick Barnes said, yeah, I don't think we're going to double him much, but that time they did.
Connect, catch and shoot 3. It's good!
Playing so hard, going from hedge to catching Edey, rolling down the lane, doing a great job.
Edey around Owaka for 2.
Right, you're going to have a big problem.
Connect had it poked away, but right to Vescovy. Connect gets it back, another 3. Oh, it's good again, and Connect is heating up. Smith on the attack, lost it, but right to Edey. Edey goes up, yes. About that story just before we joined you from here in Detroit. Connect for 3. It's good.
Of attacking Edey there, making him uncomfortable.
Vescovy creates some space, but misses, gets his own rebound. Out to Connect for 3. He's hot! He's hot! Braden Smith slowing things down for the Boilermakers. Great shot fake. Oh, what a dish to Edey. This is the 28th time this year Purdue has had a run of at least 10-0 or more. And now it's 12 in a row for the Boilermakers. Jones, oh, and a move on Gainey, but Jones turns it over. And now numbers the other way. Connect is going to do it himself.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Painter's not happy. Lance Jones.
7-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Edey fighting his way. Gets the bounce.
How soft the touch is that? Bounce, bounce, bounce in.
He's got Braden Smith on him. Connect to Adu. Sends it back out. Connect for 3. It's good! He's 5 out of 6 from deep. 8 of 14 on the afternoon. Smith to Edey. Couldn't make the catch and a turnover.
And Edey said, point it up. Right. Throw it upstairs.
Connect from Meshack. 7th lead change of the day. Here's Edey with position, and he scores.
Y'all get a picture of how dominant Zach Edey is. I wanted to bring up some of UConn. UConn. No, my dad just texted me. No, the Lakers shouldn't take Bronny. we're gonna get that going, man. Bronny is coming up in one of our topics. So. Here is UConn's 30-0 run against Illinois in the Elite 8. I'm not going to play the whole 30-0 run, but you'll get the picture.
Guerrier defending. Off a screen, spins with 3. Rebound, Caravan out. Diarra, a triple. Free throw line. One of the top players in the state of Texas. El Paso High School player now joins this team, and he's a first-team All-America this season.
23 all, 1 point. Okay, we're down 5. We're okay. But, yes, we need to shoot more threes, Stan and Dan.
Clinging inside. Hawkins is there. Over Caravan. Clinging the rebound.
I like the matchup change to have Caravan on Damas. Better
size to take away the back-end game. Connecticut High School Player of the Year. Donovan Clay. Shannon will drive. They'll feed. Carrier rejected. Bringing with his fourth block shot. Spencer. Kessel. Bringing. Trey Gibbs Longhorn just came off the bench and in for the Illini. Caravan inside. Caravan a three. No. Rebound inside. Spencer. It's Diarra. Newton clinging, flashing his way inside.
I mean, you've got the dish to Hawkins wide open there.
Caravan with a three.
But boy, if you're going to shoot those, you better make those, because those long misses allows UConn to get out.
Players in the history of the University of Maine. So good. Dancing and shooting. Rejected inside. Simpson, Johnson. Here they go. Johnson in there.
You get to see some of the dominance of UConn, man. UConn, they're different, man. When it comes to this season, they're the defending champions. I just don't see UConn losing, bro. I don't see them losing. The ideal matchup, like I said, I would love to see UConn play NC State. We got my man DJ Burns. If you're not familiar with DJ Burns, I got some video of Burns. He is the big man for for NC State. He's a transfer student. I think he went to a couple of North Carolina schools. Slipping my mind right now, but here's some footage of DJ Burns.
Pick up fouls like he did in their first matchup in Raleigh.
Marcel was a difference maker in the victory over Marquette. Kick it out. Burns from the outside. He drains it.
But he is a pleasant kid and loves the game.
Here's the penetration by Marcel. Kick it out. It's Burns. Back to back.
Filipowski doing a good job fighting. Just took a little elbow to the chest.
Burns asking for it. DJ, it's on his playlist.
DJ that can dance.
They get into early offense for Burns.
Watch that drop step baseline.
Burns looking to score.
God, is magic. Charming. Everything he does with style. Drop step. Throw that little.
In the ACC tournament, they trailed in that game. That was not a guarantee by any stretch. And amazing what this run has done. That is nifty from Burns. A spin for DJ.
His footwork's incredible. I think you got to help at some point. Just a hand down there and then recover.
Here's Burns. Floats it up and in. Mr. DJ. And Grant, they are 7 of 7 on 2-pointers in the second half.
This is where he is dangerous right here. You sneak a peek, he finds people, loves that drop step just like that.
Burns, what touch!
There's the play they love. And he'll bounce his way and read what you're going to do. If you overhelp, he'll find. There's the
Burns.
step.
Spin. Burns, he's a cheat code.
What do you do?
They've had trouble stopping Burns.
Yeah, how do you stop this kid? Look at this drop step.
Burns, too easy.
He owns it. He can play like that till he's 90. Nice and easy. Burns. Look at drop.
Burns. Another for DJ Burns.
You're not going to play horse with him, I'll tell you that. How pretty is this?
Great footwork, great touch.
Got to look ahead. They got somebody open if they want.
It's Burns. Floats it up and in. It's banger after banger for DJ Burns.
It took all the team to pick him up as well. The unselfish play. You can see the big guy. He knows where to go. Get down the floor. They'll catch him. He can hang with the best of them.
And his
So
dad.
y'all get to see some of what DJ Burns gives out. Pause. I want to go with the best nickname that I heard for him. They called him Gen Zebo. Gen Zebo, man. So he's a Zach Randolph doll. If you know what Gen Z is, that's the generation after the millennials. So he's a Gen Zer. So they called him Gen Z Bo. So, like I said, I would love to see, man. I think it would be fire if we could get NC State versus UConn and the women's, NC State versus UConn and the men's. Fire. That would be something that we've never seen and we'll probably never ever see again. But I just feel like we're going to get to it later if, you know, I'm talking about these sports and how gambling plays in a factor into it, and if it's considered. Wait a minute, Qua, come on, Qua. Fuck Iowa. Yeah, see, these people is crazy, man. Yo, what's good, 1G? I'm just seeing these things from Instagram. I was actually looking at something else on the Instagram comments isn't showing up on the feed. So shout out to the guys that joined in on Instagram. Yeah, it's crazy, man. F. Kiowa and Caitlin Clark. It said, oh man, that's crazy. So where was I? Yeah, so I would love to see. I would love to see UConn versus NC State on both brackets, the women's and the men's, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be UConn and Purdue. You know what? It may be UConn and no. If I was betting, I'm taking NC State plus 9.5. But I think it would be a great matchup. You know, you got the 7-2 guy for what's his name? Brigham. I'm forgetting his name, and I'm a UConn fan. Forgive me, y'all. And then you got Zach Edey. I would love to see those two 7 foot plus guys, go up against each other and bring it back to, like, you know, the days of Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, making it show so that the center is still something in the league or in college at least. The center has been reduced in the NBA. Now, mind you, two of the best, I mean, the last two MVPs have been centers in the NBA, but for the most part, most NBA teams, they go with small ball players, and they don't have legit 7-footers, man, to that go in the paint. A lot of these guys play on the perimeter now, you know, stretch 5s, stretch 4s, and all that. So when you talk about Edey and the UConn center, these guys are legit 7-footers, man. So we'll see. We'll see tomorrow night what's going to happen, and then the national championship is going to be Monday. UConn, I believe, has a chance for this will be their 6th title. It's either 6 or 5. I'm forgetting, man. Trying to do the. I know they won with Villanueva and them boys. Klingon. That's Donovan Klingon. That's their center's name, man. I knew it would come to me at one point. So let's get into the NBA, man. Let's move on. So like I said, if we were going with the women's, I'm gonna go with Iowa versus South Carolina. And if we talking the men's, I'm gonna talk about UConn versus Purdue. Now, if you betting, like I said, plus 9.5, don't sleep on that plus 9.5. So UConn and Purdue. Now, LeBron James Jr., Bronny James, he declared that he's now. I just wanted to break this down for the folks, man. So, you know, I put it up on social media. Make sure you follow me at DJ Douya on Instagram, Corey DJ Douya on Facebook, at DJ Douya also on Facebook. Now we're gonna get the TikTok popping too. But Bronny, man, he's been I guess polarizing like his father. So what happened is the coach for USC decided to take another job. I'm forgetting the school that he went to. But so with that, Bronny James decided to enter the transfer portal, which I can't be mad at him, man. But what I've been seeing, you know, I posted something on social media showing that he was going to be going to the league or entering the draft, I should say. But he has kept his options open to the fact where he can actually go back to college so he could go work out for NBA teams. And I love that because, excuse me, back in the day, if you declared for college basketball, you're done. You couldn't do nothing. So I like the fact that now you can actually test the waters, see if real prospect, work out for a few teams, and see what the talk is about you. Now, don't listen to these agents, man. Some of these agents steer you wrong. Some of these guys will steer you wrong. So I had some video footage of Bronny in his USC season. Now, Bronny was an All-American, McDonald's All-American last year. But a lot of people say that he's not really college basketball, or he's not a real top prospect because of who he is. It's just because of his father. So let's hear some of his highlights.
Chase down the play. There you go. Agreed, was not good. Now James for three. This year for the most part, averaging just over 20 minutes a game. Gets a look on his first possession. Getting the swat. Now Collier on the run. Long pass. And great finish by James. Puts a foul. And a lot of it has come off the fingertips of Isaiah Collier. This time the elite level offensive glass. Here's a steal by James. And on the other end, gets a slam. Here in the first half against one of the best offenses. Shoot it, understands the game. Counted and one. Guys that can see plays defensively and offensively. Now he's got the hand. Now he's got the skill set to finish with the athletic movement. Cody Ellis with Porter on the move. It pinballs. Bradley, even though he left after the one season, here's James for three. Got it. Bronny James.
And now, like I said, you can see him. Like I said, Bronny James, he averaged 4.8 points a game, I think 2.8 assists, 2.8 rebounds. So not daunting stats, like nothing that you're gonna really tell your peoples about. It's nothing crazy. So, but being that his father is probably the most polarizing athlete of the 21st century, and I feel like just in sports in general, in the last 10, 15 years, it's nepotism has been evident in sports. So the players that have the means of the pro basketball, you know, they have the advantage of having the trainers, they have the scouts, they just have the connections to get their kids seen. So we're seeing a lot more, I feel like, players with NBA lineage making it to either college D1 or to the NBA level because like I said, of nepotism and you know, deeper pockets. A lot of these coaches, back in the day, coaches will go to the hood to find out who that guy was that was in the hood, man. So they're not doing that anymore with this YouTube. It's more about the highlights and the videos, and I'm gonna have a lot more actual sports enthusiasts coming on the show and talk about. I'll get into it. I'll actually post it on social media. I want to save that up. So, yeah, man, that's what it's been. Nepotism is at an all-time high, I feel like, in sports in general. So, I wanted to move on. So did you see Bronny? Now, let me just give my take on Bronny. I think Bronny's going to be a decent NBA player. I see him. My take is that I don't think that Bronny is necessarily going to be in the draft this year. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. Just give me a second, y'all.
Don't shoot. I got a family to feed. I way too much life, I've been trying to live, and they all want to see us deceased. Ain't no pill for this pain to relieve it. Fuck a stimulus, tell them to keep it. No apology, cause we don't need it. Yeah, it's time to get even. I'm from the land of the free where they take away freedom. We all ain't the same, but that's just how they see us. Killing my people, can't pledge a religion, so I take a knee for the family that need it. From the bottom, please get me off the scene, and I know my rights, but you ain't planning to read them. Stuck in the struggle where they trying to leave us. If they don't shoot us, then they COVID-19 us. Fuck them all, fuck them all. They can't kill us all, kill us all. I know we've been running out of patience.
All right, my fault. I'm back. So I feel like I said, I think Bronny's just weighing his options. If you look at it, one of LeBron's high school teammates just was made the coach of Duquesne. Now, Duquesne, remember, y'all, if you follow this show, Duquesne was one of my Final Four picks. Now, obviously, they didn't make it, but Duquesne program is on the rise. Now, if you do the research and look into it, LeBron James' high school coach was actually the coach of Duquesne. He decided to retire. So Drew Joyce's high school teammate is going to be the coach of Duquesne going forward. And I'm sure that the former coach put that in motion. So we could see Bronny joining Duquesne before he actually makes the jump to the NBA. Now, LeBron James had some comments the other day. He was saying that he knows that his window is closing and that he won't be in the NBA much longer. If I had to pick, I see him playing 23 seasons. So right now he's in his 21st. 23 has always been his number, or somebody else's number, you know. Jordan Knights. So I see LeBron making it to year 23. something that LeBron's always about doing things that nobody's ever done. So if he could play 23 years in the NBA, nobody's ever done that. He's at 40,000 now. Next year he'll be 41,000 plus, and he could probably push it to 43,000 in his 23rd season. So hopefully we'll get to see that. I'm a fan of LeBron James, man. I think he's been an amazing player for the NBA since he was. I mean, I heard about LeBron James in the year 2001, man, and this is 2024. 2001, I remember hearing about this kid in Akron, Ohio. They were saying that he could be one of the greatest of all time, and I wasn't a believer, man. I don't believe in this stuff when they say that stuff. So I watched this high school game, and I think it's 2002. They had it on ESPN. He was like one of the first high school players I ever seen on ESPN. So I watched this game, and I'm not saying that I was overly impressed. I was like, yo, he's good. He's definitely good. But I had seen so many high school players do their thing in high school on a high school level. So I was like, he's good. He's going to be decent in the league. But I didn't think he would be this. Like, he's the most hyped NBA player of all time. And I feel like he's exceeded the level. I remember there's a footage of Bob Costas talking to LeBron James back in maybe 2002 and saying, listen, man, if you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer, top 5 player of all time, you're a bust. I was like, damn. I mean, this guy got $100 million before he even turned 20 years old. You gave me $100 million when I was 20 years old, you probably wouldn't even be seeing me right now. So, and shout out to that man. He's carried the NBA for a long time. He's been the face of the NBA, along with Steph Curry recently. But, you know, we've had Kobe Bryants, we've had Shaqs, we've had a lot of people be the face alongside this man. And he's one of the greatest players to ever pick up a basketball. His legacy is probably going to be unmatched. The all-time leading scorer in the NBA, top 10 in assists, 4-time MVP, 4-time Finals MVP. So, Bronny, you got a lot to live up to. But like I said, if I was in LeBron James' shoes and I could get my son on that level, I would do the same thing. So I think it's admirable what he's doing for his son. And then to talk about, you got Bryce James, who's coming right next, 6'6" prospect, out of Sierra Canyon, like his brother went. If I had to pick between the two, I think Bryce James is a little more NBA ready, or not saying ready, but he's more of an NBA prospect than Bronny even is. So there's a chance that LeBron could have his two sons in the league coming by 2025 or 2026. So he's looking to purchase or be the owner of that Vegas team that they're going to be with the expansion of the NBA that's coming up soon. So we'll see, man. We'll see. So I wanted to talk about the MLB. Baseball started up, America's pastime, and all of that. Man. So with the standings, I'm going to be posting these on social media also. So for today, I'm just going to actually, I wasn't able to make a slide for it. So I'm just going to share the window here that's on my computer. If you look here, this is the standings currently for the MLB. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? I'll make it a little bigger. It's as big as I can. Pause. Okay, so we got the New York Yankees in the AL East, 6-2 right now. They lost today. Who did they play today? I'm forgetting who they played. I know I bet on them to win, and it shattered my dreams with that. But the New York Yankees lost their home opener. I think this is the third home opener in a row that they lost, man. So I know Yankees fans was definitely tight pulling up to the ballpark today, and the Yankees not coming through for them, man, and winning that home opener. They played the Blue Jays. Blue Jays beat them 3-0 today. Sorry. Yeah, I had to look that up real quick. But Bo Sox, the Boston Red Sox 5-2, Baltimore Orioles 4-2, Blue Jays 4-4, and Tampa Bay Devil Rays 3-4. And the biggest surprise to me, I would say either Detroit Tigers 6-1 this year, or it has to be Pittsburgh Pirates being 6-1. Pittsburgh Pirates ain't never been ish. They're like for in my lifetime, they're like the Buffalo Sabres in hockey, man. Never been anything. So we got the Angels after losing Shohei Ohtani, 4-2 still. I think 2 of the games got rained out or weather conditions. Texas Rangers 4-2. Seattle Mariners 3-4. Houston Astros off to a rough start, but it's early, y'all. 2-5, and then the Oakland A's. I feel bad for the people in Oakland, man. They lose the Warriors. The Warriors moved to San Francisco. You lose the Raiders. They moved to Vegas. Now the Oakland A's are saying that they're going to move to Sacramento until they get their stadium right in Vegas. So that's tough, man. So you move on to NL East. NL East is probably the weakest division in baseball right now. You got the Braves at 3-2. Phillies is 2-4. Nationals is 2-4. Mets is 1-5, y'all. My Mets is 1-5. Now you see me with a Pittsburgh hat. That's just going with the outfit and all that type of stuff. But I'm a Mets fan, y'all. 1-5 to start the season, man. And then Miami's even worse than the Mets. 0-8, minus 30-point differential, man. But as I was saying before, the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-1 to start the season. Definitely, the Pittsburgh fans deserve it, man. And if you want to keep it real, I think Pittsburgh Steelers, that's the Steelers town, man. That's a football town. They did probably some of the best work in free agency, if you want me to keep it real. Other than the Jets definitely did their thing in free agency so far. But yeah, Pittsburgh 6-1. You got Milwaukee. You got the Milwaukee Brewers, who are also doing their thing so far, 4-1. Chicago Cubs 5-2. Cincinnati Reds 4-2. And Cardinals is 4-4. Shohei Ohtani, we had this gambling scandal before, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the Dodgers. They 7-3 with a loss today. The Dodgers lost today. Who did they lose today? I think they lost to the Cubs today. I know it was a close game. It may have been like 8-7 or 9-7. So they lost to the Cubs today. But yeah, so those are the baseball. That's the baseball standings at the moment this week. Yeah, man. So we baseball has been definitely picking up in the last, I say, 4 years for me. Definitely been a big fan. And before I wanted to, leave y'all tonight, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and I wanted to talk about WrestleMania. Now, professional wrestling, a lot of kayfabe with it. So the outcomes are predetermined, but it's definitely considered a sport to me. There's no way you could jump off a damn turnbuckle. And if anything, they're like stunt men actors that are living out, a scripted drama, but they're great athletes. So we got Cody Rhodes going up against Roman Reigns and for the undisputed Universal WWE Championship on Sunday. But before he gets that, he has to get past the final boss, Rock. Now, if you are wrestling historian or wrestling connoisseur, now I'm not making it like I'm the biggest wrestling fan past 2016, because I'm not. I really just got back into wrestling, and I say since the pandemic, after the pandemic. But two of the best, I would say, heels in wrestling history are The Rock at this final boss, Rock, and then you got Hollywood Hogan, going back to the NWO era. We never thought we would see Hulk Hogan turn to a bad guy or a heel. So that was big back in the day. Pause. So, and if I had to pick my favorite heel of all time in WWE or just wrestling in general, I gotta go Hollywood Hogan, bro. He used to come out with playing the bass, have the belt, playing the guitar. Hollywood Hogan was different. I wanted to post who y'all think is the greatest stable of all time. My top 4 stables. I wish I would have made some artwork for it. Gotta be NWO, D-Generation X, the Nation and Domination, and then probably the 4 Horsemen. I'll go 4 Horsemen. 4 Horsemen was rough. Arn Anderson and the guys, man. That's going back to WCW. So WCW was definitely lit back in the day. Like you can't front on WCW. I know we had me and my co-host Blizz, we was talking about Goldberg. Goldberg was definitely one of the illest wrestlers, one of the best gimmicks, but he wasn't super great in the ring. His matches weren't something that you could pull up a Goldberg match right now and be like, yeah, like teach guys about wrestling with that. But he was definitely had a look, and he had one of the best entrances. Like all that stuff plays into effect for me for wrestlers. Like it's your entrance, your look, obviously in-ring ability, and then crowd, and like how you work the crowd with the microphone skills. Pause. That's always a factor too. That's why Stone Cold and The Rock are some two of the greatest. Hulk Hogan also, he's one of the greatest. Ric Flair is arguably the greatest when it comes to promos and microphone skills and all that. Yeah, so that's all definitely a part of the persona of a wrestler and what makes them great. But I would actually like, if I was to liken Goldberg to somebody, Goldberg is the Ultimate Warrior of the Attitude Era. So like Ultimate Warrior was in, the pre-Attitude Era. What do they call that era? The Golden Era or whatever. He's Ultimate Warrior of his era. Just had a great look, great entrance. Definitely a fan favorite, but his in-ring skills wasn't all that. So that I say that to transition over to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, whew, I mean, it's now or never for Cody, man. Cody, you know, he comes from a long lineage of wrestlers. You know, you had the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. You had Dustin, who was, you know, Dusty's son. And is Cody Dustin's son, or is he Cody? Okay, so he's Dusty Rhodes' son. He's all right. So yeah, Dustin is his brother, Gold Dust. If y'all remember Gold Dust, he was like he was like a drag wrestler and all that. He was crazy, man. So Cody Rhodes is second generation wrestler, WWE superstar. Roman Reigns held the title for I don't know, man, how long. Like I told you, I just really got back into wrestling, and I'm still not like super duper like knowing what's going down. I wish I kind of had somebody that was, you know, a little bit more into it like that. But I know Roman Reigns, he's been like a 5 or 6 time champion. And last year at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes wasn't able to beat him. My favorite WWE superstars right now in this era would be Seth freaking Rollins and then Bianca Belair, of course. Woo, something different right there. So Seth freaking Rollins on Saturday night is teaming up with Cody Rhodes to go against Final Boss Rock and Roman Reigns. And what is it, like a tag team matchup? That's gonna be a great match. But like I said, Sunday night, WrestleMania is now 2 nights, bro. That's crazy. We got Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. So everybody that's tuning into that, I expect Cody Rhodes to finally get his due. I don't know how long let's see how long he'll hold on to the championship. He could be a Kofi Kingston and just lose it real quick. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what's going to go on with that. This is probably a topic that I should have made much longer. But tying it all ties in together because of the WWE aspect that I was speaking of, you know? So I wanted to know, like, what y'all feel. How do y'all feel that American sports are rigged? Now, I talk to a lot of people about sports on the daily, you know? Shout out to my boy Lou. Shout out to my boy Jay. Liz Get It. You know, my uncle's Fats. We all talk about sports on a daily. So is the American sports rigged, man? Does these FanDuel bets play a part in sports? I'm gonna probably make this a reel for my social media. Do you guys think sports are rigged? Do you think the commissioners? Do you think sports is just a moneymaker? Are these guys? I don't. I feel like if you want to get my take on it, I feel like the higher ups do mastermind the endings of this thing. And they can't mastermind it like the WWE does. But I do think that certain cities are slated to win. Certain players are sent to certain teams to build up the community and the money in that particular city. So when the NBA saw the draw of the Warriors back in 2015 and 2016, they said, oh, we got to keep this going. This is in a market that has a lot of money, Silicon Valley. So they made it so that Kevin Durant could go to the Warriors and that the Warriors wouldn't fall off. LeBron James, keeping middle America. I mean, he went to Miami for 4 years. And he kind of turned heel for the Miami Heat. But then they brought it back to kind of change his legacy and make him a sympathetic figure. So he was kind of a baby face for the NBA during his Cleveland Cavaliers years. But I feel like he's the player that they want to be they want him to be a baby face, but the crowd makes him a heel. So that's just throwing a little wrestling lingo in there. If we take it to the NFL, you know, Patrick Mahomes and the guys right now. Patrick Mahomes is I would consider him a baby face, but he's like got a stable of heels with him, which is out of the ordinary when you come to like wrestling talk. But if I had to pick, man, like I said, I think in a lot of ways it is definitely favored to certain teams. And like I expect Iowa to win tonight. I expect South Carolina to win tonight because that's what's going to generate the most views. And this is America, y'all. This is about money. This is about television rights. This is about all that type of stuff. So it is what it is, man. I mean, that's a different show. This is the trendy debates, but you know, that's how I feel. In a lot of ways, the higher ups do want certain outcomes for these games. And you know, they kind of took the blueprint from Vince McMahon, because at one point people thought wrestling was real. And then they switched it to the sports entertainment aspect of it. Now I think that, you know, when it comes to the NBA and basketball in general, like NCAA high up, NCAA Blue Bloods, NCAA tournament, when it comes to that stuff, the referees determine the outcome. Referees can let y'all play. Now, I feel like since All-Star break, the NBA wanted to switch it up and let the players kind of play. So it's been a different NBA since before the All-Star break. But since the All-Star break, they've been letting them play, man. So a lot of players have had troubles adjusting to that. And if you look at it, James Harden, to be example, before the All-Star break and before the referees started calling the games looser, pause, you know, James Harden is not much of a factor. So, and then my guy Jimmy Butler, he struggled with the new rules, I feel. So we'll be back actually tomorrow. I'm thinking about we're going to be talking about who won tonight in the women's, and then we'll preview the men's a little bit more. And if we don't, actually, we're going to come back on Sunday. Sunday morning, we'll be back. My son has a shout out to my son, Corey Jr., Team Takeoff, Point God Academy. Shout out to those two AAU squads up here in the capital region of New York, and then also the Hudson Valley, Kingston, New York. We're going to try to get the owner of the, is it owner, considered owner, or CEO, let's say CEO of Point Guard Academy, Shatea McComb, to join us one day. Soon come. So I'm about to get out of here, man. I'm about to go check out this poetry event at Seasons Evolution Center here in Kingston. One of my dreams, y'all, is to actually do poetry one day. One of these days, I'm gonna get up on that stage and kick something on a poetry tip. I've been going to New Yorkers and all that stuff since I was 17, 18, and so my Aunt Diane, she's one of the people that put me onto that. So let me get out of here, y'all. Thank anybody for tuning in, man, showing your boy love. This is something I love to do. I'm a sports fanatic, and I just love making content about sports. Of course, I'm a music head. Shout out to y'all that's been tuning into J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. 845 The Big Show. We'll be back on Sunday. We're going to be talking about that. And, of course, we'll be talking about Sean Diddy Combs and a few other things when it comes to the hip-hop game and music industry. Shout out to my guy, Drawzilla. Tomorrow we'll be going to be pulling up to the Producers Synergy event. Be doing some interviews with some fire producers in the area and all that. Shout out to my guy, Blizz Get It. Trendy Topics. He's going to be doing some stuff coming up. I know he's got his video out currently. So, yeah, shout out to everybody that's showing us love. Shout out to my family. Much love to my girl, Tiara. Love you. Nyla, Christian, and Manny, a.k.a. Corey Jr. and all that. Yeah, man. So I'm about to sign off. It's Trendy Debates. It's your boy DJ Duya. Shout out to my co-host, of course. Let's get it busy. We're trying to get our timing right. We're all on different schedules, and it kind of runs on me on what I want to do. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I had to work, and then being busy, time didn't work out. But that's behind the scenes shit for y'all. But once again, tune into that game tonight. Iowa versus UConn. And then we got NC State versus South Carolina. Dawn Staley leading the bunch. And so we'll be back on Sunday morning. We'll talk about those games. And then we'll preview what was popping in the NBA, MLB, whatever's happening in the sports, man. So it's your boy DJ doing off. Let's get it. Check up.
Right. Boom, boom, boom. BB had to do it to him. Cock back if a nigga front, I'ma pop that. Got straps, you don't want smoke, you better stop that. Real nigga, there's certain shit that I do not jack. Plus I got some killers on my side and they do not rap. Fake nigga, there's certain questions we do not ask. Perk make the body feel good like a hot bath. You niggas hot ass, your music stay for real. Blizz get it, next on that like a Nike deal. Big guns, we got big guns like the Navy SEAL. It was all a dream like Biggie till I made it real. You niggas change for real. You ain't official, homie. See me in public with a smile and a pistol on me. Sleep with it next to me just cause I be getting lonely. R.I.P.